Hi, my name's Jordan M. I'm an intern here at the Nurture Place. Every so often, when the clouds clear away and the mosquitoes wind down, I climb onto my roof and gaze up at the night sky and all the stars. We all have stars in our lives, not just in the night sky, but in the constellation of human connection. Stars are people who we look up to, who love us unconditionally, who see the best in us when we can't, and who shine to empower us, so that we can empower others. These kinds of stars are special. They shape us into who we are today. You know, stars have always captivated me. Like pinpricks of light or crystals set ablaze, they are so distinct in the darkness. It's no secret there is a lot of darkness in this world, a lot of loneliness and isolation. While we live in a digital age that might make us feel connected, the reality is social media has only driven us further apart, and we still crave real human interaction. Just months ago, the US Surgeon General announced that we are in the midst of a loneliness pandemic, and a study published by the Public Library of Science Medicine found that this lack of connection has increased the risk of premature death to levels comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. When we think about these problems we're faced with, we often forget and neglect the impact they have on kids. As an intern here at the Nurture Place, I spend a lot of time with kids. And as little as they are, they have big, very real feelings. I hear them express feelings of love and happiness and anxiety and anger and sadness. Did you know that half of all adult mental illnesses begin before the age of 15? Research has shown that social emotional health is a key predictor of a child's overall success, well-being, and health in schools. Social emotional health stems from early relationships and experiences. Yet 2/3 of children in America struggling with mental disorders don't receive any help, meaning that they're left alone, not knowing what to do with their big, very real feelings. This has significant ramifications on the future of those children, or even the lack thereof. A 2010 study called the Interpersonal Theory of Suicide found that social isolation is arguably the strongest, most reliable predictor of suicide. In this past decade alone, there has been an 87% increase in suicide rates among adolescents. To further illustrate our need for connection, I want to take us back to the year of 1989. Humanitarian groups were visiting orphanages in Romania. The buildings were crammed full of small children and babies. I speak from experience when I say you would expect to hear screaming, crying, or at the very least a soft coo. Yet it was eerily silent. Similar stories from around the globe started coming to light, and what's so tragic about these reports is that babies cry to have their needs met. Yet when their cry for help is constantly ignored and rejected time and time again, they begin to realize that they are not important to their caregiver, and that no one is coming to help them. So they become silent. Today in America, our children may not be in harsh orphanages, but many still face neglect. These children and youth will grow up believing the lie that they don't matter. The National Council for Adoption points out that as a result, many children develop negative survival strategies. Aggression, manipulation, and violence are among the most common. Clearly, so many children are being hurt by the circumstances they're growing up in. We live in a world with darkness, but don't let that discourage you. There is isolation, but that also means there's a huge opportunity for connection. There is brokenness, but there's also so much potential for growth. And that is our goal here at the Nurture Place. The foundation of our trauma-focused approach is connection, forming relationships with these children and letting them know that they are seen and that they are heard. While giving them a safe space to share what's on their hearts, we equip them with the tools needed to recognize, express, and manage their big, very real feelings. When children act out, they're often labeled as bad, but here, we don't see them that way. Instead, we ask ourselves, what happened to that child? Because we know that their behavior is just a cry for help, a fight for attention. This shift in mindset allows us to come alongside those children instead of fighting against them, so that their voice is heard. Because of healing, there is connection. And because of this connection, children are able to grow despite their past, and their past no longer defines their future. The Nurture Place is an innovative mental wellness organization and movement. Yet we can't do this alone. A movement takes a community. We invite you as the Nurture Place to be a star for the Nurture Place and our community, and this can look different for everyone. We'd encourage you to form genuine connections, to listen to, comfort, and affirm others. We need safe spaces everywhere. And don't forget to let others nurture you as well. The stars of the Nurture Place are families, donors, staff, partners, and volunteers. It takes all of us. Together, we're a light for our community, nurturing children, families, and individuals. So we invite you to be a star for the Nurture Place. Here we cherish, uplift, and celebrate the stars among us.